How does bargain work? Well, bargain is a static ability that functions while the spell with the bargain is on the stack. So basically, as you cast the spell, you can sacrifice an artifact or an enchantment or a token. Paying that spell's cost also follows the additional rules, as in the rules in 601.2b and 601.2 F through H. Basically, it's another version of kicker. You cast the spell and then you can choose to do that second part, and then it does something else as well. Now let's look at some rulings. If you copy a bargained spell, the copy is also bargained. So if we've got Dualcaster Mage and then Beseech the Mirror, Dualcaster Mage will copy Beseech the Mirror, and if it was bargained, the copy is also bargained. But if a card or token enters the battlefield as a copy of a permanent that's already on the battlefield, like this clone, the new permanent is not bargained, even if the original was. Some instant and sorcery spells require additional targets if they're bargained. You ignore those targeting requirements if those spells are not bargained, and you cannot bargain those spells unless you can choose the appropriate targets. As it shows here on Brave the Wilds, like if you don't have any lands for some reason, right, you can't cast the bargain spell because you can't target a land you control. This is basically the only example I could find because there's only 20 cards with the bargain. On the other hand, you can bargain a permanent spell even if you won't be able to choose targets for the ETB ability of that permanent once it resolves, like here on Diminisher Witch. If part of a spell's ability has its effects only if that spell was bargained, and that part of the ability includes any targets, the spell's controller chooses those targets only if that spell was bargained. Otherwise, the spell is cast as if it did not have those targets, so you can kind of just wipe that little section from the card. I hope this answers any of your questions about bargain. Let me know if I missed anything in the comments and any other questions you might have. This was pulled straight out of the rulebook, so it should hopefully be okay. Make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss your weekly dose of magic. Join the Patreon if you haven't already, and thank you to the patrons who are already there.